Hello, I'm Brigantia Blackbird of the Blackbird Grimoire. Welcome to the daily forecast for Friday, July 12th, 2020. It is the day of love. We have a waxing crescent moon. We are in Cancer season, the Celtic tree month of Hall, woodpecker season, and of course, we have the retrogrades of Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto still ongoing. We've got a fair piece to slog through ahead. There we go. Now, for our astrology of the day, the sun is in Cancer, cardinal water, representing intuition. The moon is first quarter Libra, cardinal air, representing courtesy. Mercury is in Leo, fixed fire, representing ideals. Venus is in Leo, fixed fire, and it means to be ardent. Mars is in Taurus, fixed earth, representing purpose. Jupiter is in Gemini, mutable air, representing questing. Saturn is retrograding in Pisces, mutable water, meaning to redefine dreams. Uranus is in Taurus, fixed earth, representing renovation. Neptune is retrograding in Pisces, mutable water, meaning to a spiritual awakening. And Pluto is retrograding in Aquarius, fixed air, meaning to examine intentions. Now for your retrograde reminders. For Saturn, it's reevaluating goals, reconsidering commitments, and reclaiming your authority. For Neptune, it is reimagining dreams, reclaiming a sense of mystery, and reclaiming faith and magic. And for Pluto retrograde, it is reclaiming the ability to regenerate, reconsidering what deserves your energy, and releasing attachments that do not serve. So, waxing crescent moon, that means plan, brainstorm, and be creative. And for the Libra moon, activities, the don'ts are romanticism, emotionalism, and manipulation through flattery. So, yesterday we know that Venus shifted into Leo, and this has brought about a change of mood, which may be particularly apparent today because this is the day of Venus. And anytime you have a Leo placement in a planet, it can be punctuated with, and I mean it. It's a lot of gusto. Leos are, it is either or, yes or no, doing this or not. There is really no in between. That's just not the spirit of Leo. Leo is fully committed, even for things like apathy. When a Leo is apathetic, no one in the history of apathy has ever been more apathetic than they are in that moment. So it's still this very charged, high energy kind of thing. So we can expect to see things infused with that Venusian energy when combined with Leo. Just we really mean it. So all of that gusto may actually reinvigorate your romantic life. So if you've been wanting to rekindle your relationship with your spouse, or if you are single and you're wanting to explore a new connection, this could be a very good time to go sally forth and just see what happens. For today's tarot, we have the Nine of Pentacles. Its keywords are prudence, safety, success, accomplishment, certitude, and discernment. And then as a reminder, when we're dealing with Pentacles, it's earth element, feminine energy, receptive, material action. And for the number 9, think the third stage of completion of a task. So this is really a culmination. It's going about a goal and a project, putting things into action, but in a sensible fashion. You've dotted your I's, you've crossed your T's, you are looking at things about what is going to be practical and uniting that with your own vision, and understanding that there may be some give and take. There may be times when you're not as practical as you could have been. There are times when you're ideal, you have to tamper that back a little bit, but overall you are going in the general direction you want to be going. So honing in on this in today, because remember, these cards, when I lay out the cards for any particular month, floating around in the ether on this particular day. What is it that people need to be most aware of on this day? And so take this as a sign to whatever you are pursuing to do so with this kind of Pentacles energy, this spirit of, I'm going to do this in a way that actually makes sense, and I'm going to set myself up for success. Go things about that way, and you will definitely be pushing yourself in a good direction. Today's Celtic Triad reads 3 things which pervert just judgment: the love of friends, fear of the mighty, and desire for worldly goods. How true this is. I mean, I almost don't need to say anything more. But just for the sake of the forecast, we'll go into it a little bit. First, with the love of friends. It is all too easy to be biased in favor of friends. Uh, there are things that, our friends get away with us that, we wouldn't put up with someone that we disliked. And, we're not as hard as on them as if, if we were sitting, in a courtroom, with the black gown and with the gavel and forming a judgment on that. We're not taking that approach with our friends. And of course we're not. But when it comes to when there is a need to exercise justice and pronounce judgment, we're not going to have clear-sighted vision when it comes to the people we care about, and that's just the way that it is, and we can't change that. And it would be insane to try to do so. If there's something for which sometimes people that are close to us, if they have to face the law or anything like that, there's a reason why that should be done by strangers, by people who aren't too close. And then the next thing the verse mentioned was fear of the mighty. So fear of punishment and reprisal from the powerful people in society, that really does sow the seeds of cowardice within the soul. And it also sows the seeds of injustice, because it isn't about what was correct, what was fitting, what was proper, what was lawful. It's just this powerful person who could make my life really difficult wants things to come out a certain way. So in order to stay out from under their radar, I'm just going to give them what they want. It is absolutely spineless to do. And of course, people who do that, that is not respectable behavior. They can change it, and I sincerely would encourage anyone who does that to do so. But realize the cost of it. You are perverting the course of justice when you allow yourself to be influenced like that. And then the desire for worldly goods. People who are preoccupied with material objects, money, financial gain, that can distort their reasoning, and it makes them very susceptible to bribery. And it's not because it's wrong to have things. Many of our triads actively encourage us to pursue prosperity and to work towards prosperity. But this isn't the same thing. This is about that preoccupation. This is about greed. This is about assigning entirely too much importance upon the ephemera of the material world. So that's what I have for you there. Now for today's magical intention, it is self-work. The color for this is pink, the plant is the primrose, the animal is the canary, and the crystal is the rose quartz. And I chose all these because they all kind of have a pleasant feel. You look at these things, and I doubt very many people would feel, attacked or that they were entering into a hostile environment. And that's very important, because when you are engaging in self-work, it's vital to keep up your morale, to celebrate your progress in order to ward off needless criticism from the inner voice that might take a much harder line against you. You need to understand how to marshal your brain and to use it in a way that is going to help you make the improvements that you seek to make. And you're not going to make improvements whether we're talking about a diet and exercise program, or your spiritual routine, or something in your professional realm, or how you deal with your spouse or your children. You're not going to make improvements if you're constantly beating yourself up and saying what a dreadful person you are for not being whatever your version of perfect happens to be. But if you focus upon making improvements, the small victories, that lays the groundwork for you gradually making progress over time and getting you closer to where you want to go. No self-sabotage. Now for today's practice, Friday, so honoring love deity, work on the third eye chakra. Contemplate whether or not there's any aspect of your Venus sign that you just feel disconnected from or you can't relate to. Read up on Selkie magic, especially if your sweetie announced that they would like to take you out this evening. You might as well put a little extra sparkle. And now for today's journal prompt. What is romance to you? And I'm not talking about any ways in which you think romance could go wrong, or you know it's not about the downsides or the bads, and how does that help you connect with other people on emotional level with whom you do have or want to have a romantic relationship with? Interesting exercise to better understand yourself. And that is what I have for everyone today. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about all we'll respond to every single comment that I get. But also to check back and to see if anyone has any kind of follow-up comments, because I like it when there are discussions. That YouTube is one of the few places where we can do that. And even though I don't get all the notifications for responses that I should, because YouTube definitely isn't perfect, I do try. So please let me know your thoughts. I want to talk to you. So that I think that'll do it for today. Come back tomorrow for the next edition, and I will see you guys then. Bye for now.